Hello, confirmation students. This is Pastor Emily, and this is your video for Sunday, October 11th. We're going to be talking about the Ten Commandments for the next little while. And this Sunday, we get a little introduction to the commandments. And the basic question for this week is, why are there all these rules? And that's one of the things that society is always figuring out, I think. How many rules do we need? Which ones are the right rules? What do we not need to say? All of those things. And so God, when God is training the Israelites on how to be holy people as they have come into the wilderness and are figuring out what it means to follow God and be free from slavery, gives them these 10 words. In the Bible, it calls these the Decalogue, which is literally Greek for 10 words, 10 instructions, 10 commandments for how to live together. And we'll see as we go through that they are focused on how we love God and how we love each other. So I want to share with you a story about when I was a vicar in Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania, as you might be aware, has winter and it has mountains. I had a little blue car back then that I loved. And one day I had taken it to the next town over to get the oil changed. And in between, it snowed. It was beautiful. And much like here in Batesburg-Leesville, not all roads are paved in Pennsylvania. So I was coming back down the mountain toward my little house, and I skidded and slipped and crashed into the mountain. Just boop, right into a ditch. And then I had to figure out what to do. So logically, I got out of the car and I looked around, and it was still snowing. And I was just getting myself together to call a tow truck when this old guy in a pickup truck came by. And he looked at me and he said, "You're a little ways from home." And I explained that, yes, I had out-of-state license plates, but I lived around the corner, told him who my landlady and landlord were, and that I was the vicar at these 3 Lutheran churches in the area. And he said, "You need some help?" Yeah. Yeah, I do. My car is in a ditch. So he went over and pulled out a chunk of tree that was under my car. And then he, of course, just happened to have a chain in the back of his pickup and dragged my car out of the ditch and set me back up on the road. Then, and only then, did he introduce himself to me. Turns out he was my landlady's uncle. Technically, I was the vicar at his church. Although, I'll be honest with you, I never saw him before or since. I'm pretty sure he was just an angel sent by God. Um, But however he got there, why ever he showed up, he was doing the work of the Ten Commandments. He was taking care of a neighbor in need, and he didn't even know I was a neighbor. He was just doing what he thought was his duty, or trying to get me off of his land, which was also possible. But in either case, the word of God was fulfilled because I got taken care of. My car was fine. I was able to continue on about my day because he showed up and did what needed to be done, and I couldn't. I started off as cold and nervous and wondering what was going to happen, and I left to go back to my nice warm house and go on about my day. Um, the car had a little bit of headlight damage, but not so much that I did anything but keep on driving it until it was its turn to go. So hopefully, as you are digging into the commandments this week, and you'll see the worksheet that we've got for you in the email, you'll start thinking about how the rules that we have shape us and help us to take care of one another when they're doing their job well. Um, I'm looking forward to hearing your stories when we get back together about a time when somebody came and helped you, or when you were able to lend a helping hand. Um, to live out God's commandments for us, even if you didn't think of it that way at the time. I hope you're safe and well and enjoying this weekend, and I look forward to being together again on the 18th. Bye now.